How's it? Today is Friday, July 28th. I am still Deload. I am Small Friday today. It's been rough. Today wasn't that good. Today, I learned some things about my movement. I am extremely immobile in my hips and ankles, where I used to be very immobile with my hips. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's causing it, what has caused it in the past. But I'm trying to do this dorsiflexion thing here. I do it for all of my snatches and some of my clean and jerks. And it's helping a little bit, but my actual hip is not feeling great. So my coach is like, yeah, let's try some snatches and clean and jerks from basically what I did last week, which would have been 80 and 110. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can do the full snatch off of the ground, especially like squatting is gonna be a problem. I know that I was able to squat on like back squat on Wednesday, but that was like a tempo back squat, so I was very aware of my positioning. And if I'm trying to full snatch, there's no way I can go slow. So that's out of the question. Um, I end up just power snatching just so that I don't have to squat to the bottom. And just like Wednesday, bending down to the bar, if my lower back gets in any amount of flexion, it starts to hurt. So I have to be pretty mobile in my hips, pretty warm in my ankles and hips to make sure that I can actually get to the position. Some of these don't look too bad, but a lot of these were not feeling great. And it honestly felt like I don't remember how to snatch. It felt like I was just trying to avoid pain. And if anyone who's watching has ever been injured, you know that's not a good place to be. You know, I haven't been dealing with this sort of like level of debilitating pain for too long, but it's gotten to the point where I, when I watch videos of other people lifting, I think, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, that's not too hard. Like I could probably lift more than that person. Um, but I'm genuinely at the point where I'm like, I don't actually know if that's true anymore. And for somebody like me, I don't often compare myself to others, but when I do, I'm like, yeah, I'm better than that person. But now I'm not. I'm not. I'm simply not. And that's a hard thing for me to deal with. Um, for what it's worth, I think I'm on the mend on my lower back because when I get up off of chairs, when I get out of my car, when I squat to pick something up off the ground, I'm not as left biased as I used to be, and I feel significantly less pain than I was last week. I guess it started really on Saturday, but it's a lot less pain than it used to be. So yeah, I'm not feeling good here. Here is my last power snatch set. I honestly probably could have just done one, but I had already committed from the beginning, and I was like, whatever. Yeah, if I'm looking at the side angle here, again, if I get any amount of flexion in my lower back, it doesn't feel good. It's a problem, to be honest. And so I start that dorsiflexion thing here again. for me, that it honestly helps just getting down to the bottom position. Oftentimes people do that dorsiflexion thing for a more proper squat position, but I'm not trying to squat here at all. I look at that little girl in the back. She walked by probably like 5 or 6 times. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I try not to complain too much. I'm still able to move at somewhat decent pace with somewhat decent weight. It's not nearly where I used to be, but that's still a blessing. It could be worse. It definitely could be worse. So here's my last like warm up, quote unquote, before my top set at 90. Honestly, I think the cleans were a little bit better, even though it's a lot easier to be in a rounded back position, lowered back, sorry, flexed lower back position from the ground for the cleans than it is for a snatch. Like, look at the side angle. On the side angle for the snatches, I feel like I'm slightly extended. And like at the end of the day, this is a very simple way of me trying to depict how I feel, because there are definitely positions where my lower back being not flexed hurts. So, um, yeah, that clean was hella weird. Jerk was alright. Here's my last set at 90. And then after this, I move into paused tempo, pause squats. Pause tempo squat. Whatever it is, I tempoed and I paused a front squat. It was one of those same things that I was trying to figuring out on Wednesday, which I think if I get to proper positioning, and tempo squat, it feels fine. My lower back feels fine. It feels like this is the way I was supposed to be squatting. You know, Maybe I'll have to keep tempos in forever moving forward. I don't know. But on Wednesday I did back squat 303 for 5 triples at 100. Today I am doing 210 for front squat, 3 doubles at 100. Ordinarily 100 is a weight that I put my belt on for. Largely because that's the weight that I would put my belt on for clean and jerk, so it is what it is. Like, these feel very good. They feel clean. Like, if you look at the side angle, it's a lot deeper than they were on Wednesday. I also think that the front squat demands a lot less out of my kind of lower back flexibility because I'm forced to be a little bit more upright. You know what I mean? Like, the bar is literally on the front of my thorax rather than on the back. So it is definitely different. I don't know, man. If I do these tempo things and I get strong like this, I feel like this is completely fine for me to continue lifting like this. And maybe this sort of retraining of my lower back, reprogramming of my lower back is going to make it so that I clean better, have better mechanics overall, snatch better, better mechanics overall. Afterwards, I finished off with some pull-ups, just real simple stuff. I don't think I mentioned it, but I did the Stuart McGill Big 3 at the beginning, so that's a lot of core work. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.